The 2025 NBA Finals have been absolutely insane. Game winners, injuries, comebacks, and breakout performances. Just the whole script. But no matter who you are wanting to win the finals, there's just one storyline we can't ignore anymore. It's the officiating. Right now, it feels like every game is not being shaped by the players, but by the whistle. And I'm not talking about the normal ref suck complaints. We're talking about the game-deciding calls, reverse decisions, and league-admitted mistakes. The kind that change the outcomes, swing momentums, and have players like LeBron James openly confused. Just take a look at this call. So today we're going deep. Let's talk about how fouls are dominating the 2025 NBA Finals, and why it's turning off the fans, frustrating players, and raising questions about the officiating. But to even begin, we have to ask why the whistle is even at the center of the game. Well, basketball is all about rhythm, momentum, and runs, and that's why we love it. It's unpredictable, fast, and dramatic. But what happens when that flow is constantly interrupted? This year's finals have felt like stop-and-go traffic, with refs calling everything from small grazes to just non-existent contact. That raises the question, why officiate like this in a postseason game? It has become clear that the whistle has taken over, and no game has highlighted that more than the Game 4 Lakers vs. Timberwolves. In the closing moments of the tightly contested elimination game, LeBron James appeared to have made a clean strip on Anthony Edwards, a huge defensive play that would have given the Lakers a chance to tie or take the lead. But the refs called it clean, the Lakers' ball. But then came in a challenge from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and that's when we saw a brand new camera angle, one that LeBron would later compare to a Forensic Files deep dive. And while there was visible contact making this call technically correct, it just doesn't feel right. However, it was enough to send Edwards to the line, and 2 free throws later, the Wolves iced the game. And just like that, the Lakers were over. But even if you're not a Lakers fan, you just have to admit, when the season ends on a questionable whistle, there's just something off. And the biggest issue is that this is a pattern, not just a fluke. Let's be clear, this isn't just one call. There's been a pattern throughout the playoffs. Let's go rapid fire through some of the biggest ones. Pistons vs. Knicks Game 2. With the game on the line, Tim Hardaway Jr. gets a dunk. Jalen Duren is obviously contacting, but it's a no call. The Pistons win, and had New York City gotten the free throws, the game would have changed course significantly. After the game, the NBA admitted it. They missed the foul, and it was too late. Next up, we have Pascal Siakam's overturned foul on OG Anunoby. Game 1, Knicks vs. Pacers, OG attacks the rim late in the fourth, gets bumped by Siakam, and refs call the foul. Pacers challenge, and somehow it gets overturned. And that one significantly flipped momentum, and Indiana takes the game to overtime to later win. And then in Game 3 of that same series, Jalen Brunson picks up a few early fouls that were questionable at best, gets glued to the bench, and of course the head coach was absolutely heated, saying that the refs weren't being consistent, and the fans agreed. And this isn't limited to New York. All across the league, players and coaches are voicing the same concern. The game is being way over-officiated, or worse, inconsistently officiated. But now we have to move on to the players, and let's talk about SGA and his famous whistle. And let me be clear, Shea has been incredible this season. He's earned All-NBA status by far, but his playoff run has sparked a bigger debate. Has foul drawing become too powerful in today's NBA? Shea's averaging over 9 free throws per game in the postseason, and he gets the whistle more commonly than practically everyone else. But the issue isn't the amount he's getting the whistle, it's how he's getting them. He's out here flopping like a fish, and the refs are eating it up. And while some of the fans praise his craftiness, others say it's breaking the rhythm of the game. We're seeing entire quarters where defenders can't even breathe on Shea without the whistle blowing. And while some of those are legitimate, others feel like the refs are just rewarding movement, not even the contact. And it's not about having that many free throw attempts, just how he's getting them. And it's part of a bigger trend, the rise of the foul artist. Think Harden, Trey, Embiid, and now Shea. These are all players who don't just attack, but they hunt for the fouls. And the refs, they seem to keep falling for it. And that's the biggest issue. Not just that fouls are being called, but how and when they're being called. You'll watch one game where nothing is called, and the next every minor bump is a whistle. And inside the games, it swings from quarter to quarter. That inconsistency is what is driving the players crazy. You saw players like Jokic and Steph getting double-teamed and triple-teamed, just bumped and absolutely curb-stomped, while you see SGA barely getting breathed on in a Timberwolves game and getting the whistle every time. From the player's perspective, they just don't know what's allowed. You don't know how physical you can be. And when those calls are coming in clutch moments with the season on the line, it's not just frustrating, it's completely demoralizing. And then that opens the door to conspiracy theories, bias accusations, and a general sense of distrust. Now, there's a dilemma that's recently popped up, and I feel like I should touch on it. Let's talk about the replays, because it was introduced to fix obvious mistakes, but now it's being used to dissect frame-by-frame foul calls, and that's creating problems. Take that LeBron clip. In real time, it's a clean strip. From the ref's perspective, it was clean. On the replay, still kinda looked clean. But then if you look closer, you see the contact. And who is finding that foul? If you have the bird's eye view camera, which they did, they could see it was a foul. But from their perspective, there was no way that they could see that. And like I stated earlier, technically it's correct, but in the context of an NBA Finals game, is that the standard that we want? Slow the game down to a level where the spirit of the game gets lost? There's a difference between correcting an obvious error and over-officiating a game with a microscope. So what's the cost of all this inconsistency? The biggest one is a fan distrust. If fans feel like the games are being decided by the refs instead of the players, they simply stop caring. And this could be one of the reasons why the ratings are falling. They just tune out, and in a final series, the biggest time of the year, that's a complete disaster. Players also lose trust. They get discouraged, they start playing differently, less aggressively, more cautiously, and that's not good for anyone. Not the league, not the players, not the defenders. It's gotten to the point where they're just dragging out games, and a few lucky buckets at the end save it. And it's not just about this season. The NBA has been dealing with officiating controversies for years. From the Tim Donaghy scandal, where he bet on his own games, to the Harden-era foul antics, the league has long walked a tightrope between control and chaos. But this year, it feels like the rope is fraying. But how do we fix this? I have 3 suggestions. First, let's refocus the replay. Limit it to clear and obvious errors. No more frame-by-frame CSI. And of course, I'm just talking about determining fouls. It leads to unnecessary overturns. I think challenges should be precise, and they should be able to have that consistency. Next, we should standardize officiating. Set tighter league-wide guidelines. If physicality is allowed in the first quarter, it should be allowed in the fourth, and so on and so forth. And lastly, improve transparency. Keep the last 2-minute reports, but expand them. If the league admits to missed calls, that shows us what's being done about it. Train the refs accordingly, reward the good ones, and hold the other ones accountable. And look, officiating will never be perfect. Humans make mistakes, and the refs have a brutal job. It's a fast game with massive stakes, millions watching. But when every game feels like a courtroom drama, with the coaches lawyering up and the players pleading their cases, and the refs playing judge and jury, we've lost something. The NBA is at its best when the players decide the outcome, not the whistle. So whether you're a Knicks fan, a Wolves fan, a Jokic fan, or just a fan of the game, you should want better. But that's all I've got time for today, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Now that we're at OKC versus Pacers, who do you have winning the finals? I think the Pacers are currently a better team, as in teamwork, but I think OKC might have a chance. OKC has some of the better players, but I'm not really sure how it's going to turn out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.